Hello. Hope all is well. Um, so full disclosure, I just woke up. Um, and I had to make this video because there's like three of you that watch my videos anyway, and thank you for the three that watch my videos. I appreciate it. Um, but I had to make this video because someone texted me and was like, "Oh my gosh, Kadeem, I see these things about you for your future." And I was like, "Okay, thank you." Here's one of the downfalls to being clairvoyant, because this particular person considered herself a clairvoyant. The downfalls of being clairvoyant, there's many. Here's the main one. Seeing is not knowing. I'll say it again. Seeing is not knowing. Just because you can see something does not mean that you know what's happening. In the same way, you may see, I don't know, what do you call these things? Like a truck, like a construction truck or an 18-wheeler truck, right? Just because you see it, you may not know how to use it or how it works. You can be like, oh, this is a construction truck. Oh, this is an 18-wheeler truck. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, I see it. Does not mean you know how to write it, how to use it. So I'll say this, is that I remember another particular person told me once, she said, Kadeem, your energy seems dark. It seems very dark. Like if you don't clear up what you need to clear up, she mentioned this thing I need to clear up, it's going to be too late. Your energy is very dark. I'm like, okay, thank you. Seeing, though, is not knowing. Here's what I know. I would say I'll call myself as a baby clairvoyant. Okay, there are times when I see stuff where I'm like, okay, I see that thing, I see whatever. There are also times where it's just not a baby clairvoyant, it's like an adult clairvoyant, and I can see very clearly certain things. But I call myself a baby clairvoyant in everyday life. But I remember, for me, I know, just talk about darkness in particular, okay? Sometimes when I see things that are dark or people that are dark, it might be like, oh, it's an evil spirit that's possessed them. Oh, they're evil people. And I found usually if someone's dark, that could be the case, but usually is not the case. Here are the reasons why I find that sometimes people are dark. Many reasons why. One, it could be they just didn't have a good day. Not having a great day, not having a bad day. Their energy becomes dark in that way. I found two, if someone's in a moment of like deep thought or like confusion, confused about something, they don't really know what to do, their energy aura seems to be dark in that way too, also. Three, if someone lies, if someone's lying or they're lying, a lot, or they're lying at just about one thing, even they say, a lie once or twice for a particular thing. When you lie, dark energy expels from the aura. Yeah. Now, I also realized for myself, though, that there are sometimes I get certain spiritual gifts for certain seasons in life when I need them. So the lying one, about seeing things dispel when people lie, I had that gift maybe 3 or 4 months and then it went away. But I had it when I needed it to really decipher whether I wanted to use someone for a particular project. And I was like, oh, they're lying, because the aura is expelling dark energy. And I already had experiences of that before. I was like, oh, okay. When I first got the gift, I was like, why? This person said this thing and like the aura expelled dark energy. What's happening? Okay, whatever. Okay, why is it when that person said that thing that expelled dark energy? And I would realize a pattern over the course of a few weeks. So I saw that and I was like, oh, that means they're lying. So when it came to this particular situation, dealing with this person, and I said they were lying, I was like, yep, you're not the right person to use for this particular engagement or project. And then guess what? When that happened, when that the decision came to me, the gift went away. It went away. I haven't necessarily seen when someone's lying, like the dispelling of dark energy, because I only needed the gift at that time. So also sometimes, spiritual gifts might come in. You might get a spiritual gift, you might get a download, whatever, but sometimes it comes only really when you need it. It may not be a long-term thing. It's just there for a particular season. So when people lie, it expels. Also, when people cough, their energy, like dark energy, expels from their aura as well. So there's different reasons why someone's aura may be dark. Also, like, if you're living in a big city, like New York City, like I am, like, your aura is going to be dark. Because you're amongst so many people, you're on the train a lot, you're on the bus, like, especially if you're traveling on the train and the bus, always in Times Square, like Manhattan, it's going to be dark. Your aura is going to be dark. Because New York City, it's very congested. And just overall a denser, I won't say darker place, but darker place in the sense of just like, there's not a lot of spiritual light, and it's just very congested with different people's stress energy and stuff. And stress energy also causes dark energy. So I know when this person told me my energy was dark, I was like, okay. I know for myself that seeing is not knowing. I've also realized for myself that personally, for me, I realized over the course of like maybe the past 7 years or so, every single person, and I say every single person that has tried to tell me about my life, about the future, about what's going to happen, they've been wrong. Every single person. Did I say every single person? Like from the person who gave me a random session in the street to the person that stopped me in the subway to tell me about my life to someone else I know who's a friend of mine who does readings to like some really highly developed, spiritually like developed people who like are really good in their gifts and really highly developed and spiritually developed and are on it in many situations. When it's come to me, they can't read me, or they think they can read me, but then what they say happens never happens. And for me, I realized, and maybe this is happening in your life, but I think for me, I've realized that's a lesson for me to let me know. One, no one knows your future, what's going to happen to you, through you, except the divine source. So let that be your guide. The divine source, your internal GPS, I like to call that also. Whatever you receive from source, let that be what guides you. Not what others say, not what others think about you, not what others, believe is going to happen about you. Whatever they might see clairvoyantly about you, that's not your guide. The divine source, that which is greater than you, your internal guide, let that be your true guide. I think that was one lesson for me. Also, second lesson is that sometimes things change. Things are always subject to change. Always. The news might say, oh, guess what? Oh my gosh, it's going to be sunny all day. And then you go outside, it's sunny. And then half an hour later, it's raining. Right? Why? Because things are always subject to change. Always. So I realized that. I also know for myself in regards to the dark thing, again, there's many reasons why, right? Is that when that person said that to me, I was coming back from a trip. It was a very hot place, and I was there for about 2 weeks, so I did get darker also, right? Seeing isn't knowing. Just because you saw my energy was dark might also just meant, guess what? I was in a hot space. I came back darker, physically darker. So maybe it seems like my energy was darker, but maybe it's just my physical body was darker because I was in a hot space, Anyway, right? So seeing isn't knowing. I know for myself, again, as a baby clairvoyant, there's many times where I've seen stuff in meditation. Remember one time I saw like Africa in meditation. I was like, oh, I'm seeing Africa. Maybe it's meant for me to go to Africa. No, it might also mean in this meditation that you are finding and tapping into the core of yourself. If Africa is supposed to be the motherland and the origin of creation, humanity, it could just be that in my meditation, I was connecting to the origin of myself. I remember one time in meditation, I also saw myself like near a palm tree by the ocean. I was like, okay, maybe it's meant for me to be, by a palm tree near the ocean. It could also just mean that in this meditation, I'm feeling a deep sense of peace also. So seeing isn't always knowing. And that's one of the major downfalls of clairvoyance, is that people think, oh my God, I see this thing about you. This is what it means. Nope, they can just see the thing. They can see the garbage truck. I don't know why the truck came to mind, garbage truck, or the 18-wheeler truck. They can see it. They may not be always able to translate it or know sort of how it works. So if you feel like you're clairvoyant, something to take note of. Just because you see doesn't mean you know what's happening. Also, if someone's telling you something about your life, I see this thing about you, I see this, I see that, grain of salt. They might be great at seeing, but may not be that great at knowing. Okay, I think that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Bye.